This just in, American exceptionalism is dead, and failure is now your ticket to fortune.
Let me hear that thunder!
Let's take a look at what our Wizard of Oz, Larry Fink, has to say about the tokenization of assets.
The next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. I believe if you want to talk about voting and voting choice and all the things, if we know every moment who is the owner of that stock and it's now time to vote, every individual who has ownership is identified and they can vote their own shares.
Is this the end of mutual funds?
I think, well, a lot of people, it's a wrapper.
So, Larry Fink, on behalf of BlackRock, or BlackRock on behalf of Larry Fink, are signaling an end of an era and shifting into a new world of investing. An investing that signals volatility and speculation, which could lead to quick profits, but it's still volatility and speculation that reigns supreme.
On the writings on the wall till you're all the way plunged underwater, off the deep, you'll have to pray for a sub. While learning to climb and fucking originate lungs.
Alright, so let's break down what this means. We're all familiar with crypto and blockchain at this point. However, what Larry Fink is calling for is a tokenization process that turns real-world assets like stocks, bonds, or even real estate into digital tokens that can be traded on blockchain-based platforms. And the goal of this is to make these assets more liquid and accessible and breaking them down into smaller, tradable portions. It sounds pretty innovative, right? I mean, in theory, tokenizing assets can make trading faster, can make it more efficient, accessible to a wider range of investors. But here's the thing. This idea raises some serious questions about the future of traditional investment vehicles like mutual funds. And I'll be getting into this later, but it's not so much the mutual funds as it is the investor psychology that will be changing, which should make us all question the future of this country, the future of this world, and the future of the human race in general. Alright, as I progress, you'll see what I mean about investor psychology just by understanding mutual funds here. So mutual funds, as we know, have long been a staple of long-term stable investment. Right? These funds pool money from individual investors to build a diversified portfolio of stocks, bonds, and other assets. And the goal of this is to build wealth gradually based on companies committed to growth, innovation, and sustainable prosperity. But if tokenization takes off, it can mark the end of mutual funds as we know them. And this goes back to the investor psychology. It will mark the end of sustainable prosperity. You see, mutual funds are built around a slow, patient investment model. They're designed for long-term growth. Fund managers invest in companies they believe will show steady growth, but they focus on fundamentals like profitability, revenue, and innovation. Investors in mutual funds expect gradual compounding wealth earned over years or even decades. So in other words, mutual funds reward those who are in it for the long haul. And the reason that we have all of the stuff that we have today that we call standards of living is because of people who were in it for the long haul. People who invested in grocery stores, running water, refrigerators, washer machines, toilets, showers, all of the stuff that we have in our modern day amenities were from people who invested in the long haul. None of these were overnight, bet the ranch, get rich quick investors. But tokenization changes all of that. See, in a world where assets are tokenized, buying and selling can happen instantly. So instead of holding onto assets for years and investing in the fundamentals of a company, investors can now trade fractionalized tokens of assets such as stocks, bonds, and REITs on blockchain platforms, which is more like a speculative trading environment. So here's the catch. While mutual funds are about sustainable wealth building, tokenization introduces a focus on liquidity and speed. Okay, so digital tokens can be traded in and out of positions almost instantly, opening up a door to much more speculative and short-term trading. So investors might not care about the long-term prospects of a company, they just want quick returns. Do you see how detrimental that can be? And so that brings us to the real issue, the easy money mentality. That's the new shift in investor psychology. We're already complaining that our children are lazy, and what we're saying is, you know what? Fuck hard work, fuck dedication, fuck determination. Let's just bet on failure because it's a natural principle, right? Failure is much easier and less expensive than success. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Life is not guaranteed, but you know what's guaranteed? Death. So bet on that, right? Tokenization with its quick trading capabilities can lead to a system where quick profits become the primary goal. And in this world, investors can easily capitalize on market volatility and news events rather than investing in companies that are truly creating long-term value. American exceptionalism is dead. We can make America great again, but that's what he's basically alluding to, is saying that American exceptionalism is dead. Why work hard? You know, GE, General Electric, used to have to work hard at providing safe and effective refrigerators that people actually liked. They had a long-term investment into research and development and marketing and hiring people and making sure that customers got a good product and they got value out of it. Then comes along Jack Welch, and then now it's shareholder capitalism. But now it's about financial engineering, where American exceptionalism is dead, hard work is dead, and you're a fool if you work hard. And you're a fool if you create value. And that's the message. That's the message behind all of this. It's not simply a new form of trading. It's the psychology behind it, and the message that we are signaling to not only to the United States and to each other, but to the rest of the world, and the future of the human race. So you see, this change in investment mentality creates a market driven by speculation. Investors are more likely to bet on downturns, market inefficiencies, and corporate missteps rather than focusing on the fundamentals of companies and industries. And as crazy as that sounds, sometimes failure becomes more predictable and profitable than success. I just told you that a natural principle is failure is easier than success, and it's also cheaper. I've been defrauded by 2 corporations in the span of 1 year. CEOs driving their companies into the ground to be able to bet on defaults. Is that what is going on? Right? And it's bigger than that, because now we're going into a gambling mentality. Right? Quick hits of dopamine. Somebody, think about it. Are people gonna bet on fires and floods and over here lighting fires and poisoning orange trees and all this other stuff to reduce the food supply? They're gonna bet on the failure, so they're gonna make things fail. Think about that on a deeper level. So think about it, because see, mutual funds are focused on supporting companies that are working towards innovation, economic value, and long-term stability, where tokenization, on the other hand, opens the door for a culture of short-term speculation, where profits are made by exploiting market fluctuations rather than investing in real growth. Now, if tokenized assets are truly the future, it raises a question. Are we entering an era where quick riches becomes more important than sustainable growth? The end of mutual funds, as Fink suggests, might not just be about changes in investment vehicles. No, it's much more than that, right? It's a shift into an easy money mentality, and it represents a shift away from supporting long-term success and real innovation and towards a system and a culture where we're more focused on exploiting market turbulence for quick profits. And in a world of rapid speculation, it's easier and incentivized to bet on failure and market panic, rather than to take the time to invest in companies that are committed to long-term economic health, or even fucking start a company that's committed to long-term economic health. Why even take the time as an entrepreneur to do that? Just go find angel investors and then tell them how you're going to fail and how much money they're going to make from your failure. How about that? It's a dangerous path, and it risks eroding the trust and the stability we need in the broader economy. Trust is already being eroded in our political systems, in our electoral systems, in all of the institutions that we grew up believing in, we know are full of scandals and corruption, and now we're about to lose faith in the economy and trust in the economy. And then what? Where do we go from there? And all you crypto lovers that think that crypto and blockchain represents freedom, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. And I don't want to hear you guys fucking complain and be scared of extinction, because that's exactly what it is. Let's get on the poly market and bet on how long it takes for the human race to go extinct. So, as we look ahead, the push for tokenized assets and the potential end of mutual funds highlights a shift toward quick returns over sustainable long-term growth. Just to clarify, sum that up. This is the start of an era, a volatile era, a volatile, speculative era that rewards failure and punishes success. Again, American exceptionalism is dead. Yeah, let that set in. Hey, thanks again for watching. New song drops every month, and my new single, No Departure, is out now. You can download it on Amazon or Apple Music. You can also stream it on your favorite music platform just by clicking the link in the description, where you can also sign up for my newsletter. And if you like topics like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification button. And all right, I'll see you in the next one. And if not, then fuck you and have a nice day.